Hello, YouTube. My name is Stephanie. I wish I looked better right now, but I don't. I kind of just felt very inspired to make my first video for my channel. This is a hard one for me to make, and I'm already getting emotional, but I had a dream last night, and it made me feel very inspired about this topic, and here I am in the raw. I feel like this is the best way for me to make this video. So here I go, talking about my first heartbreak. Now, this is more recent than I would like it to be. So currently this year is when everything happened, and for purposes of keeping that person's life separate and not putting out who they are, we're just gonna call them Dan. So Dan and I met in 2012 and had been together ever since. So from 2012 to 2016. And this was late 2012, so I won't say it's been like 4 years. It was 3 that we were actually boyfriend and girlfriend. I can honestly say that I had never felt that way before. We met and we were young. I wasn't even 21 yet. I wasn't even 19. I think I was 18 when I met Dan, and he was older. He was 20, I think. Yeah, because that next year of 2013 he turned 21. I fell hard for Dan, and we spent a lot of time together. I mean, we were inseparable. We did everything together, and we had so much fun. He was my rock. He was my person that I went to even when I just felt like I was having a bad day. Even if I was having a good day, I just would call him. I just wanted to know he was having a good day. He was that person for me, and I fell madly in love with him right away. I knew it as soon as I met him that I was in love with him. So Dan played baseball in college, and for the first 6 months of our relationship, he lived very close to me, basically in the same town. And then he ended up getting a scholarship to a college out of state, and he went out of state for 2 years. And I think in that time is when I fell even more in love with him, because it was hard on us, but I promised him I wouldn't give up on him just because he went to a different state. We had hard times that we had to get through. I saved up money and I went and visited him, flew across the state and visited him when I could. But we made it work, and we were strong because of it. He ended up finishing and coming home, and I think that is when things started to get harder, because it's almost like we were so used to being apart that being together was hard too. And so recently, this year, Dan decided that he didn't want to be in the relationship anymore. And this is where the story time of my first heartbreak comes in, because it was out of nowhere for me. You know, I loved him, and I would have done anything to make him happy. You know, I would have fought until I couldn't fight anymore just to be with him, because I didn't want to lose him ever. You know, I watched him fly across the state. I had to love him from thousands of miles away, and at this moment, everything was falling apart for me. And I had invested so much time and so much love and effort into this person that when he had said that he didn't want to do it anymore, it's like the bottom fell out for me. Everything, my world stopped, everything ended. And it took me a long time to realize that some people just deserve to be happy. Everybody deserves to be happy. I don't want to say some people, everybody deserves to be happy. And what I couldn't understand and what I didn't want to understand was that he didn't want to be happy with me. And I don't want to say he didn't want to be happy with me. He wasn't happy with me. You know, at this point where we were splitting, I was 22 and he's 24. And we met when I was 18 and he was 20. It's a very long time, and that's a lot of growing and changing, you know? And I couldn't wrap my head around why, because I thought that everything was fine, but it wasn't. And it took me a long time to realize that I could not be mad at this person for wanting to choose a different path that didn't involve me anymore. You know? Love is a hard thing, you know, because you meet somebody and you want so badly for it to work, and you think it's going to work, and when it doesn't work, it hurts. Dan split with me. He broke up with me, and about a month or so later, he met somebody else and started a relationship with somebody else. And I think when I say heartbreak, that doesn't describe what I felt when I found out. And I was angry, you know, because before when he broke up, you know, when he broke it off, I told myself not to be angry at him because I just wanted him to be happy. And I was never in my wildest dreams would I've ever thought that he would leave me and jump into something new. And that's where the truest of true heartbreak came in. That's where I felt betrayed. I don't want to say, I don't even know if betrayed's the word for it. I felt worthless, you know, and I had spent over 3 years with this person, making memories and doing things. I had spent over 3 years with his family, and I couldn't understand why I wasn't good enough. And I couldn't understand why, after all of that time, it was so easy for him to move on. I couldn't get out of bed, I couldn't eat, I couldn't socialize with anybody, and he had this new life with somebody else. Sorry. It's just that kind of feeling is true heartbreak. Like, my heart was broken. It was shattered, you know? And the day that I found out, my best friend, she actually showed me, and she said, she said, you need to see this, because this day is the last day I'm gonna let you say one thing about him. And I told her, I said, I can't do that. I said, I can't. I still have to have hope that maybe he'll change his mind, or maybe a couple months will go by and we'll be back, you know? Him and I. And she said, no. He's moved on. He has a new girlfriend, and you need to stop. And she showed me a picture, and I looked at it, and my eyes filled up with tears. And I looked at her and I said, okay. You know, I said, okay, I'm done. So I never said a word about him to people, to my family, to my friends. But I'd sit here in my house, and I just rack my brain. You know, I couldn't figure it out, and I wanted so bad to know why, you know? Did he cheat on me before with her, and then that's how they were together? For how long was he unhappy with me, looking for somebody new? I felt worthless, and I felt like I wasn't ever good enough for him, you know? Months went by. Let's fast forward a little bit. I'm stuck on that subject, and I'm sorry. You know, months go by. I don't hear from him at all. I mean, I never did after he broke up with me. But every day was hard, but every day also got a little easier. You know, and I completely changed my lifestyle. I needed to change who I was, because I was in a place that wasn't healthy, you know? And my thoughts about the situation got more positive, and things got easier, you know? I will never say that I'm over it, I'm over him, screw him, this and this and that. I will never say that. No matter how much pain and sadness and destruction he caused me in my life, I could never, ever say that about him. Because he was so important in my life. He was everything to me. I could never say anything bad about him. Even though I was angry. I'm not angry anymore, but I was angry and I wanted to say bad things, but I couldn't. I couldn't. Because no matter, I will always love him. I always will. You know? But one day I got up. This is actually just like a couple months ago. The couple weeks before my birthday. So I am now 23, but a couple weeks before my birthday, I was thinking, you know, and I was upset because I had 3 birthdays with him. Like, I didn't want to have another, you know, I was thinking, God, this is gonna suck. You know, like a routine or waking up with a text from it. You know, I started thinking about memories, you know, how pathetic I know. But a couple weeks before my birthday, I was sitting here alone, and a song came on, and it was like a song that I had dedicated to him, and I listened to it, and I started smiling, and I didn't cry yet, but I started smiling, and I just thought to myself, you know, I'm okay. I'm not angry anymore. I forgive. You know, and I wanted so badly to text him and to tell him, I forgive you. I forgive you for breaking my heart. I forgive you for everything, every fight, every argument, every bad thing said. I forgive you, and I want you to forgive me too. I wanted so badly to tell him, but I couldn't. I didn't want to be that ex-girlfriend that's just like, you know, the one that never leaves, because we all have those, and I never wanted to be that. You know, but I called my mom and I said, Mom, I think I'm okay. You know? I think I'm gonna be okay. And she said, well, yeah, you are. Why wouldn't you? And I said, Mom, for months, I would pray to God to please stop letting me dream about him. Stop letting me think about him. I don't want that anymore. I don't want to wait. I don't want to be afraid to go to sleep because I know he's going to be in my dreams, or I don't want to turn on the radio and hear a song or get on my laptop and find all these pictures. I just want to stop. You know, I don't want to think about him anymore. And she said, you're never going to not think about him. And I said, I know, Mom. I said, I know. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with thinking about him. And I think I would be okay seeing him. I think. I haven't yet, but I think. I came to this realization, you know, I smiled when I got off the phone with her. You know, because at the end of the day, you can't make somebody love you. You can't force somebody to be with you if they don't want to. You know, so I couldn't be mad at him for finding somebody new or for breaking up with me. Because I believe he is capable of loving somebody to the ends of the earth, to just being the best boyfriend in the whole entire world, making somebody feel everything they've ever wanted to feel in a moment. He's capable of that. I know he is. And I know he has a lot of love to offer. And that's good. He deserves that. I just wasn't that for him. He has a lot of love to give, but he didn't want to give it to me. And that's okay. The purpose of this video isn't for everybody to sit here and see me cry or hear me talk about how I'm so heartbroken, because that's not what I want to do. If I could offer a piece of advice to anybody out there that's going through what I went through, everything is gonna be okay. Trust me. You have to go through the motions, though. You have to feel. Don't try and not feel. You have to feel, and it's gonna hurt like hell. But everything will be okay. And one day, you will meet somebody who will love you like you never thought you could be loved. And you'll love somebody like you never thought you could love somebody before. But if I could also offer a piece of advice, it would be to give yourself time. I've been alone for months now, 6 months, 7 months. I need that, though. I was in a relationship for over 3 years of my life, and I see him in everything that I do. Everywhere I go, every song I hear, everything I see, he's there. And I can't give myself to somebody else until I can go somewhere and not feel him or not think of him. He was a huge part of my life. And I love him, and I always will. But one day, I'll wake up and I'll say, I'm ready. I'm ready to date again. You know, as of right now, I'm not, and that's okay. It might take me a year, it might take me 2 years. But give yourself time to heal. Give yourself time to be you again, because I needed that, and everybody deserves that. Everybody deserves love, and everybody deserves happiness. And I don't want you guys to watch my video and think that I'm just a sappy, sad lump of depression all the time, because I'm not. I'm a happy, bubbly person, and I am happy. As of right now, I'm very happy. I just want you guys to know my story, because there's somebody out there going through exactly what I went through, you know. And I look, how gross, ew. You know, I'm still going through the motions, you know, but I forgive that person, and I wish them happiness. So if I could leave you with any other advice, I can't think of anything else right now, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna turn off this video and think of all the things I should have said. But in the world that we live in now, you know, I want to be inspirational, and I want to give off advice from things that have happened in my life, from things that I've learned, because I mean, I'm 23. That may seem old to some of you that are like really young, but I'm still young and I still have a lot to learn. But I've also gone through my life, you know, and learned some things. This heartbreak that I went through was the hardest thing and the worst thing I've ever had to do, so far. To be broken and to be just rock bottom and then dig yourself out it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. So my goal for me as a person, and my goal for my channel, and what I could say to all of you is, if you can be anything in this world, be kind, be honest, be loyal, and love. Because at the end of the day, it's all we have is love and our families, and be kind to others, because you never know what somebody's struggle is. For months nobody knew that I was hurting every single day. I'd wake up crying, I'd go to bed crying. Nobody knew. So be kind to people, because you never know what somebody's going through. And if I can also say something, girls and guys, whoever you are, be strong. And never forget to love yourself. Because if you lose yourself in loving somebody else, the love you have for yourself goes away. And when that person leaves, you have nothing. Or you feel like you have nothing. I did everything for Dan. I bought things, I drove places, I never worried about myself. I always worried about him. Because he was everything to me, and he was my world, and for me, the type of person that I am is I just want everybody to be happy, everybody else, and I loved him so much. All I cared about was his happiness. If he was happy, best day of my life. If he wasn't happy, not good. I had to do something to make him happy because I didn't want him to be mad. But that's not healthy either, So love yourself, be strong, be independent, and there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. If you're going through a heartbreak, if you're going through what I went through, it always gets better. Have faith, trust in God, trust yourself. Surround yourself with people that are badass. People that are going to make you feel like $1 million when you wake up, So I hope that you all can take something from my story, and I hope that I shed some light, and I probably shed a lot of sadness, because I did shed a lot of tears, but don't give up. I know you might want to, because it hurts so fucking bad, but it'll get better. I feel great, and I want everyone else to feel great too. So thank you to whoever bothered to click this. You totally don't have to watch it if you don't want to, but this is my goal with my channel. I want to be real, and I want to give off positivity and inspiration, and I want you all to feel that you can come and just hang out, drink a glass of wine. Well, I don't know what time it is. Probably not yet, not until like 5, but that is what I want. So thank you to whoever, oh God, that's trashy. Thank you to whoever watched this, and to Dan out there, Dan, I love you, and I wish you well, and I hope you are happy in your life. And to everyone else, thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below if you're going through what I went through, and we'll get through it together. Got your back, girl, boy, whoever you are, I got you.